welcome everyone. My name is Janet. I'm working through the King James's Bible and I'm in the book of Exodus right now, working through chapters 19 to 21. I have posted links to each chapter under this video because there is a lot of information, so it's worth reading through in your own time because I'm just giving an overview of each chapter in this video. Okay, so we'll get started with chapter 19. So remember, we left off in chapter 18 where Moses was talking to his father-in-law and he was relaying all of the things he'd been doing when he was in Egypt with God, constantly going back and forth with the people and to God. And so his father-in-law is like, come on, you need to now teach them how to connect themselves. So that's where we left off chapter 18. Now chapter 19, they are back on their journey. So they're leaving now. They've departed Rephidim and now they are approaching Mount Sinai. And this is where this chapter really starts to unfold. So we're here at this great mountain, Mount Sinai. And Moses is asked by the Lord to go up there. So he goes up to speak to the Lord. And the Lord says this to him: I will come to you in a thick cloud, so the people may hear when I speak with you, and may also believe in you. So the Lord is bringing a message for the people, a physical sight for them to see, and to know that Moses is truly connected to the Lord, and that he is bringing some serious messages. So Moses comes down the mountain and relays this message to the people. And the people say, we will do all that God tells us to do. So Moses lets God know this. And he asks Moses to tell the people to get ready in the first 2 days. So in 2 days they have to sanctify themselves. So they have to clean all of their garments, and they're not allowed to have any sexual relations within their marriages. This is a holy time to get ready for the third day, because on the third day God is coming to Mount Sinai to send them all a message. They, the people, have to gather round the mountain. They are not allowed to touch it. Anybody who touches that mountain other than Moses and Aaron, they're the only two that are allowed to go up to the mountain, will be killed. So the people all get ready. They wash their garments and they gather around the mountain, not touching it, staying at the outer limits of the mountain, and they wait there as Moses goes to the mountain, and this huge cloud gathers around the mountain, and there is thunder and there is lightning, and then suddenly there is this fire, a furnace, and smoke is coming out, and trumpets, noise of trumpets are going, and the people start trembling. They're like, oh my goodness, what is this? And this opens us up to chapter 20, where God now relays to Moses the 10 commandments. And here we go. So the Lord says, I am the Lord that brought you out of the bondage of Egypt. Commandment 1. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Commandment 2. Number 3. Thou shalt not take God's name in vain. Number 4. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Number 5. Honour thy father and thy mother. Number 6. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Number 7. Thou shalt not kill. Number 8. Thou shalt not steal. Number 9. Thou shalt not bear false witness. And number 10, thou shalt not covet, which means desire wrongly. So those 10 commandments were given to the people with this loud thunder and lightning, and the people were trembling. They were fearful of what is going on, and they're like, Moses, you talk to God. We don't want to talk to God, but we'll do what he says, but we don't want to talk to God. No. And Moses says, do not fear. God is sending you this message so that you will understand. It's like, so you get the message, so you'll understand the rules, and the fear will stop you sinning. It's there as a reminder what would come if you went against these 10 commandments. And with that loud noise, trembling, and 10 commandments given, we close chapter 20. Now, in chapter 21, the Lord gives the Hebrews a set of laws on how to be and how to live. And these laws are set down back in a time when the culture was very different. You know, they're living in this wilderness. They have cattle around them. You know, they're not like it is today. So we've got to think about that when we listen to how these laws are actually relayed. And a lot of the time, people served each other because, you know, if there was no food, it's like you served a master, and it allowed you to stay alive. Without that, you would have perished and, you know, not had food. So these laws are about servants and about how living in a community. He's trying to put down laws so everybody is taken care of in the community. So these are the elements I've picked up from chapter 21. It starts off saying 6 years somebody can serve somebody, and then on the 7th year they are allowed to go free for nothing. So there's no payment or anything done. Once they have served 6 years, on the 7th year they are allowed to leave. That would be their final year. That is up to them. But if a servant has come in with nothing, then they leave with nothing. They don't take anything that they might have acquired during that time working for the master. So this includes a wife, and if the wife has had children, then they must leave without the wife and without the children. They are part of the masters. Now, there is a situation which opens up that if the person is truly in love with his wife and his children and he does not want to leave, then he goes to the master, tells him that he does not want to leave. They have this kind of celebration, and then he stays forever with them. Now, if a man sells his daughter as a servant, she has certain rules that are given, because they would sell because of the poverty, basically, and maybe for a better life, you know, to pass them on to somewhere. But they then get covered. The daughter is covered then by saying that she must be taken care of, regardless of whether she marries or not. You know, she must be taken care of. If somebody murders somebody, then it is immediately death. They will be killed for murder. Kidnap, if somebody kidnaps somebody and sells them to slavery, doing things like that, or they attack their parents, or they curse their parents, then they are also put to death. Any personal injuries that might come up, there are certain penalties to pay for that. It could be death, it could be money. These are all laid out in chapter 21. And we've got to think that before all of these laws were in place, servants were just treated like cattle, you know, and they would just kill them without even thinking about it. You know, they had no rights whatsoever. So these are new laws coming in to give these servants laws that protects them. Another part of this law is to ensure that the people take care of their livestock, because there are situations where possibly an ox could kill somebody, and if it's by accident, there's penalties for that. So it's all laid out in this chapter. People are made accountable, basically, in this chapter for their actions. So it's all laid down in this way. And that is basically what chapter 21 is about. So again, 3 stories that really help us understand life as it is today, why we have laws as they are, because we've seen many times people falter, you know, in the Bible. And we're only at the very beginning, and we're seeing how from coming from a tree of knowledge, the right and wrong, we keep going towards the serpent and, you know, going against what is for our highest good. So life is about following the right path, you know, staying on the right track, because then things flow, things work better in your life. If you don't, then you pay the consequences, basically, for going against what is like natural law. Okay, so I will leave those with you today. Okay, thanks for listening, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.